All right. So let's go to our second talk. Okay. So now we will talk about AI. Okay. Guys, are you ready to see how AI and JavaScript can work all together and speed up and improve the efficiency of your development? Really, it doesn't matter whether you are a principal developer or whether you are just a junior developer. This session, the upcoming one, will be a great session for you. And of course, if you happen to have a lot of skills in the AI area, or if you don't have any AI tools, it will be, again, extremely beneficial for you. So, without further ado, let me pass my mic to our next speaker, Andrii, who is happened to be the principal developer at EPAM Level 2. Great guy with great technology expertise. So I hope that you will enjoy this talk as I am. So, Andrii, back to you.
Hello, thank you, Pavel. And yeah, today I'm going to talk about AI development ecosystem and who can be interested in the topic. Every developers who going to start using AI tools inside projects or inside applications or pet projects can get information about tools, approaches, tactics, how to use AI on in JavaScript and use it in JavaScript ecosystem. So let's start and move to the next slide. And who am I? I'm a chief software engineer in EPAM, and I've been working in software development for more than 20 years. I like open source. I like AI. I like JavaScript based technologies, Python. Any different type of new trends in software development and development process. Also, you can find my open source project names GSCPD. It's copy paste detector for for programming source code. You can find it on GitHub. And also you can review my repos as well and find something interesting for you as well. So let's move to the next slide, and one more slide about my activities. It's related to community. Probably you faced with mass random community. I moderate the community. You can join us on Telegram or on YouTube, and sometimes we have interesting streams or interesting posts. Feel free to follow us. And last one slide with advertisement from me. It's about Codeberry Club community. We have in EPAM a special branch named Advanced Software Engineering. We try to gather together great engineers in one place, and we have a special community for advanced engineers or from advanced engineers where you can find a lot of interesting topic streams and find interesting people to discuss, to network. Feel free to join us on Telegram as well or on via community platform. And for example, today we are going to talk about concurrency in Swift. So feel free to join us. That's it related to advertisement, and let's start with the topic. So when I was a student, I faced with AI and machine learning, and it was a really big and huge and complex topic. You should know math on well level. I should understand algorithms. I should understand level of tasks, what can be solved with different machine learning or AI tools, how to work with computer vision, how to work with classification, recognition. It was a pretty complex and pretty interesting topic. In Nowadays, we have a little bit different situation. Every developer who can open ChatGPT and write prompt like act as React developer and make component can add to CV that has experience with AI. And now today I'm going to show how you can use AI in your project. And as a demo task, I choose task to replace React developer on project with AI React developer. And based on the task, we will review different approaches, how we can do that, and what we can achieve with AI tools to for replacing React developer. By the way, if you have any questions during the discussion, feel free to write it in the chat, and I will allocate some time at the end to answer for the questions. Yeah, and what kind of tactics we will review today? It's like regular prompting. A couple of words are related to fine-tuning. We will talk about vector embedding, about RAG, about assistance, and a little bit about multi-agents. Let's start with the first one, with the prompting. How it looks like. We have some environment where we can run JavaScript, and we have some API what we can call with JavaScript library like LangChain, and get some result and store result locally and use it as a component, and replace some work of React developer with results generated by a large language model. And here you can see a couple of interesting things what you should review before start. It's LangChain. I mentioned it's probably one of the most popular framework to communicate with different type of LLMs, and it's OpenAI. ChatGPT API. It's a very powerful API to call GPT models and get results. And also you can try to review a project named Ollama. It's a server what you can run locally and use different open source models like Llama, Mistral, Gemma, or a lot of interesting other models. Let's review the code, how we will replace React developer with LLM. And here you can see that it's pretty simple code where we can get some model object and call some task, and here the simple task to creating a shopping cart. With the task, LLM will answer with some code what we can store locally and use it. Let's review the code. Let's review the code. Sorry. Yeah. If we dig into the code, we can find that it's readable and understandable. We can easily to change it to understand what happened inside code, and it's more or less acceptable for us. We have a separate CSS. We have some actions here. We have markup, and it's close to our project's code. So let's discuss what is the process and cons of the prompting. It's pretty simple and easy way to start with AI, but it as everything, it has some good and bad parts. First of all, it's pretty easy to start. We can write this code in 5 minutes and get results and save it locally and generate components with this pretty simple and easy script. We shouldn't have a huge architecture. We shouldn't have some containers database or something like that to support this. It's not very expensive if we don't have a really big amount of queries to do the components. But what is the limitation? We can't have really huge prompts. We can't set all needed data inside one prompt. The results what we can get from LLMs can be different. We can ask the same things a couple of times, but has a different style, code style, different components used inside, different type of styling or something like that, and the LLM don't know about our current decision what we should use on our project. And also LLM don't know a lot of things what happen in nowadays. I would say if some library released a few days ago, we can't get this information from LLM, and we can't use new approaches or new things what created just a couple of days. So we have a limited knowledge of inside existing LLMs, and how we can solve these issues and how we can use AI and LLMs with a bigger context and have fresh results. Let's move to the next tactic. It's fine-tuning. What does it mean? We have some domain-specific data sources, and we train existing model with our data sources and get predictable results. So if we review the code, it looks like code on the screen where we have a special training object, and training object use existing model and add some data what we can collect from some places. For example, when we try to work with our project, we can pre-train or fine-tune our model with components, rules, styles, any other artifacts what we have in the project. And after the fine-tuning, we should use the same code for prompting, but the result of prompting will be more close to your project rules and project code base. Okay, what is the main pros and cons of the fine-tuning? First of all, we can improve results and response from AI and have a pretty good result based on our context. And we still don't need a special architecture to implement this. We just provide our data to model and use a new one, fine-tuned model. What is the main cons of the fine-tuning? It's very expensive. You can see it on the slide that it's $1,000 for 1 million token, and it can be expensive. So when we should fine tune our models, if we have some really unique data, for example, from medicine or from science, where should be inside our LLM, we can spend money for that. In case of replacing React developer and add all of our code to LLM, I think it's not good investment, and we should think about other approach. Yeah, let's move to the next thing. Before we will review next thing, how we can work with LLM to improve result with prompts, I should discuss about vector embeddings. And what is it? We have a special embedding models. It's close to regular LLM models, but the main aim of the model translate your text, images, videos to multidimensional vectors, and this process named embeddings. And we translate our data to vectors and store it in vector database. And after the storing vector database, vectors in database, we can find by a new vector similar vector in our database. For example, if we have couple of news like TypeScript released, or a new version of TypeScript just released, and something how to solve some task on TypeScript. In case of finding similar vectors in database for title like new version of TypeScript just released, we will have better result for first and second titles, and last one it's context not close to initial news, and we can find in vector database by similarity and use results in our system, and I will show how we will use it and why we should have it. What is the cons of the pros and cons? We can easily find data with the same context from database, vector database, and main cons, we should spend money, and we should have infrastructure to support vector database. Yeah, and after that, let me introduce new one approach to work with AI. It's Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. The main idea of RAG is add some information about your system, some context to prompt what we can get from external sources. For example, if I'm trying to ask what is the weather in New York right now, the LLM can't answer me, but I can get information on weather.com and put this information to my prompt, and based on the prompt, retrieve real weather in New York right now. And the approach named Retrieval Augmented Generation. And let's move to the little bit more complex example how we can use RAG. For example, we have a big amount of documents or some knowledge base, and we should use it during the communication with LLM, but we can't send all of data to LLM. We should choose from the documents really needed parts and put it to our LLM, to our prompt, and get some predictable or good results from a large language model. First of all, we should collect all of our documents, split it to some chunks. Chunks we can transform to multi-dimensional vectors with embedding models, what we discussed before, and store it in some vector database. Next time when we need to create prompt, we go to the embedding model, transform initial prompt to vector, try to find a similar topic in our vector database, get needed chunk from our storage, and put it to prompt. And based on the prompt, LLM and can generate very good and predictable result. And what is the pros and cons of the RAG? First of all, we have fresh data, and in case of using it for replacing React developer, we can fully store on all of our components, all of our code, knowledge base, rules inside vector database. And before generating components, get examples and generate close to real components and use it inside our project. We can always have a fresh data from different data sources, and we can understand that LLM return really true information about weather or something like that. And RAG, it's like concept what can help us to build a really huge system, so we can work with different parts of our projects using context of different projects of different parts, and don't pay for fine-tuning, and get predictable and good results. What is the main cons of the RAG? It's infrastructure. We should support this. We should collect data somewhere. We should have special crawlers to get data from the internet and work with the data. So it's more expensive, I would say, more expensive than just call just prompting. But in case of using fine-tuning, it's fine-tuning more expensive than RAG, but we can achieve the same things. Next one tactics what I'm going to introduce, it's assistance. To be honest, assistance, it's like implementation Open UI company. It's like a small RAG implemented inside OpenAI, and you can use it through API, and you shouldn't pay a lot of money for the infrastructure. What we can have with a system on OpenAI, we can provide some context, we can provide some files to search, we can attach some code interpreter as the code will be executed every time when we have some results from LLM, and should make some graphics or should make some calculation. We can have a special code what can be executed after we will receive results from OpenAI API. And yeah, we can have functions. With functions, we can get some data from internet and use it inside our application. I would say the assistance, it's a name of RAG from OpenAI. It's pretty interesting and flexible tool from OpenAI company. And what is the pros and cons? Main cons: we should pay for the assistance, and we should pay money for all data what we store with assistant. We should pay for every execution, and we should pay for every request to the API. But we can implement simple logic and simple flows based on assistant, and shouldn't care about huge infrastructure for that. Let's move to the next. As I understand, I'm close to finish. But let's move to the next slide and discuss about multi-agents system. Let's imagine that we split tasks of our React developer to small chunks. For example, we can talk about HTML markup, we can talk about tests, we can talk about creating components, we can talk about prepare some data or mock data. I think if we split this task to small chunk, we can make a special agent what can solve just this part of work, and we can communicate between different agents what solve some task. We can share context between agents and make something like a chain of execution and get more complex but more useful results from LLM. I'm not going to talk a lot about multi-agent system. I know that our principal software engineer Konstantin Perikov will tell about land graph tomorrow, and I'm going to invite you to visit this talk and ask questions and get information about multi-agent system. That's it for today, and I'm ready to answer for the questions.
All right. Thank you, Andrii, for your talk. Really inspiring and really detailed one. I hope that the audience truly enjoyed this talk. So we are a bit time limited, and we have a question from the audience. And if you don't mind, I will just this question a bit and add a bit of my notes as well. So the question is kind of like broad, right? So from your understanding, right, and assuming your skills in the AI, right, in the development itself, do you think that somehow AI can do the revolution in the JavaScript developer community? How interesting the thing should be for JavaScript developers in general? And do you think that AI should be in the skills of every JavaScript developer today, tomorrow, and all the days ahead?
So it's a pretty good question, and I would say that when I was junior, I started with editor like Notepad or something like that. And now all of our developers use IDEs and use a lot of helpers for writing the code. From my point of view, I think AI should be a tool or tool set to help us to write the code. It can't fully replace developer, but it should be inside our toolbox, what we can use to achieve different tasks with AI. And I think also I think AI can't replace developers with initiative. If you have no initiative, you're not interested in the topic or not interested in the software development, you can be replaced with AI.
Okay. And of course, all developers should know AI things, right, these days.
I think yes, it should be part of our knowledge.
Okay, yeah, true enough. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrei, for your talk. Really good one. Again, guys, if you do have any questions, just put them into our chat. I hope Andrei will be super happy to answer them all. And also, if you happen to be in Kiev, Andrei will be super happy to have a chat with you as well and discuss all the AI things and JavaScript as well. Okay. Thank you very much, Andrei. Thank you.
Thank you,
Let's
and
move
have
on
a
to the
good
next
day.
talk then. Thank you.